Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new and joining me for the first time. If that's the case, my name is Erica. I'm a 30-something-year-old living in the Midwest, making videos about all the things I love the most, like handbags, thrifting, beauty, and decor. And if you've not yet, I'd really appreciate it if you would like this video and subscribe. Today, guys, I have a really fun chit-chatty video, and we're just kind of going to go over some of the bags that I purchased while I was not making videos on YouTube. I kind of want to catch you guys up, and I want to go over a little bit about what I really like about the bags, what I dislike about the bags, and what I intend on keeping and what I intend on pretty sure I'm going to sell. So grab a coffee, grab a tea, beverage of choice, and without further ado, let's get into the video, and most importantly, let's get into the bags. First, before we get into the bags, can we take just a second to admire this very fun autumnal-esque sweater that I thrifted the other day? I absolutely love it. It's got pumpkins and little apples on it, and literally it reminds me of all the best things about my favorite season in the whole world, fall. So I had to wear it for you guys in this video. I just love it so much. It's super comfy too. I feel like sometimes these cardigans can get scratchy. This one, very, very comfy. So wanted to start it off on that note. I purchased 3 bags in my absence from YouTube, and the first one I purchased in June, the very end of it, I think the last day of June, because in July I went through a no spend, and I received it in August, and then I purchased 2 from like end of August into September. So I'm gonna go into like consecutive order and again go over some like pros and cons of the bag, and there is one at least that I am definitely going to be selling. So we will start with the first one I purchased, which was in June and I received in August. That first bag is this beauty. This is the Of the Sun Leather Medusa Day Drifter. This is in the large size. This is all handmade leather with that snake pattern on it. And obviously, without noting, what got me was the fringe. And I also really enjoyed this like braided handle. And it's kind of got a knot at the end with like more tassels. And on the other side, it's like looped as such. We have a YKK zipper going inside of the bag. And on the inside, I have post-it notes, but also to note is an internal zipper pocket. Now, I want to tell you what I love about this bag. I love a lot of things about it. I think at first glance, it's very easy to understand why I gravitated towards this bag. I had been introduced to Of the Sun Leather earlier in the year, I would say around March. Could not get her products out of my head. They were just stunning. I actually really like snakes. I know that sounds strange. Like, I think a lot of people are afraid of them. I'm also afraid of them, but I'm also very fascinated by them. They're one of my favorite animals to learn about. So immediately I was very drawn to this. I also really, really enjoyed the fact that we had the fringe. I loved this braided handle. To me, it had very reminiscent vibes of a biker babe bag. And as we all know, I'm very much here for that look. So it immediately drew me, and I just had to have it. I did sit on this bag for a little while. Like, I did not execute until June, even though I had seen it in March. I really, really wanted to think about it. And I ended up executing because she ran a 4th of July sale. And I was like, it's my time. It's meant to be. So I got this in mid-August. She took about a month and a half, a little under a month and a half to get it to me, and I think it was well worth the wait. The leather is really, really soft, guys. It's very nice. It's not super structured, but something I really did enjoy about this bag is I think when you have an odd shape like this, I think you have to be very careful with what kind of leather you use. I didn't want something very stiff because then I feel like the bag is not workable, but simultaneously I didn't want it flimsy, so this shape would ultimately lose out on its shape. Like, it will move, but it will stay too. And I don't have this bag stuffed right now. So I really did enjoy that about this bag. I dug the design and the zipper, everything is just, it's so fluid. It's so easy to get in and out of. And it's seriously one of the prettiest, most unique bags to have ever entered my collection. However, the con for me about this bag is that the depth is just not doing it for me. I thought the depth would be about 2 inches based on the dimensions that were listed online. I understand this bag is handmade and everyone is going to be a little different, and this one was no exception. This is about 1.5 inches of depth, which in my book, a 1/2 inch on a like depth of a bag is a 1/2 inch, and it's something that I really prize. I love like a good like bigger depth in a bag. I prefer the depth of the bag to be 4 to 5 inches, and I really honestly just loved this bag, the look of this bag so much that I was just like, I'll make it work for me. And that is something that I really need to stop doing. I need to quit buying bags thinking I will make that bag work for me. I need to keep in mind that that bag should exist to work for me, like not me working for it. I think that's what I said. What did I say? I have to quit buying bags that like I need to work to get into and to like modify my carrying contents in order to carry it, because I just really like the bag. And this, I really honestly, like, as much as I loved this bag, I think there was that like, hold on. Biggest wasp I've ever seen. Okay, we're back. There's a giant wasp out there, guys. Anywho, so this was that bag. I purchased it thinking I can get into it. I will work around my lifestyle to fit into this, and I need to stop doing that. I really do. This bag, ultimately, as gorgeous as it is not conducive for my carrying lifestyle. I prefer a bigger bag, again with a bigger depth. And as much as I love the look of this bag, it just doesn't do it for me. So if you're somebody like me who likes a deeper bag, I would encourage you to always try the bag. I never want my negative aspects of it to influence you to not purchase it. This was just something that I noticed because that is what I prefer in a bag, and it just did not work for me. So ultimately, as beautiful as this bag is, I do think that this is going to be something that I list on my Poshmark. I have not used this bag very much, maybe a handful of times, and I think that that's being generous. But I just ultimately don't want a bag that's so beautiful sitting in a closet or in a tote box not getting used just because it doesn't work for my lifestyle. So this I will list on my Poshmark. By the time you guys are seeing this video, it will already be up. I will be listing it at a discount price, and obviously what's nice is that you do not have to wait the month for it to be constructed. It's already constructed. So look for that on my Poshmark. I will put the Poshmark on the screen so you guys know my closet, and then I will also list it in the description box down below. So if you're interested, that will be available. Okay guys, the next 2 bags are the same designer, but I want to show you the piece that inspired these 2, and that is, you guys have seen this before. You guys are no strangers to what I'm about to show you. That is my Hobo original wallet with the fringe. I purchased this in a Nordstrom rack, like clear the rack sale, way earlier on this year, and it was kind of like just on a whim. I saw it. Obviously we know why I purchased it. I just loved it so much. I was really unsure. I had Hobo items before. I've had a Hobo bag, but years ago, and I just decided to take a gander on it. I like the look of their products. Again, it had been a long time since I really felt their products, but I couldn't help myself. And when I tell you it's probably one of the best accessory purchases I've made all year, I mean that wholeheartedly. First and foremost, the leather is just absolutely creamy. It's buttery and it's so soft to the touch, and it's got this like pebbled texture. I am very much here for the fringe, although I have not seen this style on either Nordstrom Rack anymore, nor have I seen it on Hobo's site. However, maybe you can find it on a Poshmark or eBay search. I love this wristlet. I will say I wish it were detachable just for the sake of it being detachable, but it's fine. I make it work. The zipper is so fluid. It doesn't get caught. It doesn't get stuck. And then going into it, what I love so much about this wallet is how organized it is. I love this pocket. We have all these card holders, and then we have another zip pocket, and then we are so here for that signature Hobo lining. I just think it's very fun and colorful, and things just don't get lost in the lining like that. So that is what inspired the next 2 bags, because I was just so interested in trying one of their bags again because I just have loved this wallet so much. And just after browsing through Hobo's site and Hobo's bags, I really do feel like they construct bags with a busy woman in mind, or a busy person in mind, because they really are built with organization and pockets and things like that, which if you're no stranger to my channel, you know how much I enjoy pockets and organization. But you're here for the bags, not for my long-winded explanation of what inspired them. So anywho, let's get into the first bag that I purchased from Hobo. Okay, so this is the first bag I purchased from Hobo. I purchased this right around the time I found out I got my new job. I felt like it was a good gift for myself, and I really do love this bag. This is out of the Fern collection from Hobo. It is the largest of that collection. They have smaller bags as well. I'm obviously a bigger bag gal. I love huge bags, and I also really love this like crossbody sort of satchel look, and I just had to have this. I really love the Coach Stewardess bag. It's one of their more vintage bags, and this sort of gave me Coach Stewardess vibes. So immediately I was intrigued. I had to purchase it, and I'm really happy that I did. Now, first and foremost, this leather is very similar to my wallet leather. It's very creamy, it's very buttery. Obviously we have this pebbled texture. On this one we have this gold hardware going forth, and then we have 2 zippers up at the top. These zippers, like the wallet, are very fluid and they're very easy to open. They never get stuck. Going to the back, what I like is we have this back slip compartment that's fairly large. I can fit my whole hand in it, and my phone fits no problem, which I don't have with me right now, but I did upgrade, guys. I have an iPhone 13 mini. I'm so happy I get to say that. I also want to note that this bag can either be a crossbody bag, or it can be more of a shoulder style bag or a shorter crossbody. Something I really thought was ingenious is it has this hook right here, and what you can do is you can unhook and you can pull it down like so, and you can have a longer strap. But if you don't want that, again, you just feed it through the loop, you go up back to that little hook, and you put it on like that, and I just really like that design. I tend to keep it a little shorter. I would not call this bag a shoulder bag, at least not for my 5'5" frame. I feel like it just ends up being a shorter crossbody, but if you're taller, maybe it'll work out for you, but if you're shorter like me, it's a crossbody bag. So I guess take that as a pro or a con, whatever your like opinion is. I happen to not mind it, but I do think if you say it's a shoulder bag, I expect it to be a little shorter, and it's not. It is longer. So I'll put that out there for those inquiring minds. Something to note, I did not like the zipper at first. They're very fluid. They do not get stuck, but I did not like the design, because watch. So if it's like this, it's like, you know what I mean? Like you almost have to make sure that that material is like right here to easily shut it. And so I did not like that at first, and I really contemplated returning it, but I thought I'd give it a go. I liked the look and the feel of the bag too much, and then when I get on the inside, you'll understand why I ended up keeping it. So hold please. Okay, so this is the inside. They seem to have gotten away from that more floral lining like I had on my wallet, which is fine, although I have to say I really do appreciate that floral lining. I think it's so fun. But what I love is that we have this big zip pocket, we have these 2 pockets, and we have a pen pocket right in the middle. I'm trying to like get my finger in it so you can at least see it. And then as you know, I have a fountain pen, and it has its place right in this bag when I carry it. So I really like that. I appreciate any bag with a pen slot. And then also we have this little like key holder, and I don't use it for my keys. I end up putting my AirPods in it with their little Vera Bradley case, and I secure it because I'm always worried about them falling out of the bag. Not that this bag has this issue, and it's got this like a built-in like little compartment wall. Well, it's not a compartment, it's just like a little extra wall. So when you do have the bag open like this, your things are not falling out of it, which I do appreciate. And I have to say, I've never had the zipper stuck on this material, at least not yet. But I thought this was an ingenious design and something I quite liked about this bag. And again, probably a lot of the reason why I kept it. I do prefer a bag that is wider versus taller. I think this is an easier way of finding all of your stuff. I think with a taller bag, things start to kind of like flow towards the bottom. And with this one, it is so easy just to see all of your things like right at the front. And this bag carries an extreme amount of stuff. Like I have stuffed 2 books in there, wallets, the whole 9, and it just holds everything. So I really enjoyed this. Again, I feel like this shape is very difficult to find in a good size. So if you are a fan of this like sort of satchely, you know, crossbody look, but you find that you don't find like the size that you want, because that seems to be what I have with these like more saddle bag satchel looks, is that I love the bag, but unfortunately they're always small. But with this one, I think it's a really good size. There's one other color, and I think it's more of like a, I want to say it's called Dove. It's more like a taupey color. So if you're not interested in the black, they do have another color available. But y'all, I really do love this bag. I love the feel. I can't stress enough how buttery and creamy it is. Like I said, it's just such a beautiful, gorgeous texture. And again, the zippers were my biggest concern, but I have to say, like, I've carried this bag enough where it really is becoming easier to get in and out of. And this is empty. It's even easier when it's full, but I have to say that that was a concern when I first got the bag. I actually packed it all back up. I didn't even take anything off because I was certain I was going to return it. And the more I looked at it and the more I thought about it, the more I was like, no, I really do want to give this bag a try. And I am happy that I did. And I think it will stay in my collection for some time because I really do enjoy it. But it is part of their newer bags. Like it's one of their like newest bags in that Fern collection. I have not seen a video on it, so I really did want to come out with this, at least to show you guys what this bag looks like and how big this bag really is. And if you haven't seen this bag before, I really would encourage you to go look at it. It is very, very, very pretty. And unfortunately though, no feet. We do have to end on that. So that was bag number 2. Let's get to the next one. Yes, guys, by bag 3, the hair is going back. So I can't deal with my hair down for much longer. Also, I did get it done. There's some like reddish lowlights in there, and I feel like I'm really liking it, although I'm definitely not used to it quite yet. But I really, again, I feel like it's got the autumnal vibes, and I am very much here for it. So let's get to the last bag. Again, also a Hobo bag. And a backstory, I really liked this style and I had looked at it for probably 2 months. I did talk to some of you about this bag. If you're watching, you probably know I was really into this style and I just did not execute it for whatever reason. And I ended up saying, you know what? We're gonna buy it. And what I was going to do, because I bought these 2 bags pretty consecutively, like I would say within a couple days of each other, and my goal was to get both the Fern bag and then this bag, and I was going to see which I liked most, and I had every intention of returning one. That didn't happen because I ended up really liking both because they are so different, and I kept it. So the next bag and the last one is this beautiful bag. This is the Sheila from Hobo, and I feel like it is one of their more popular designs. This is the large Sheila, and this is it's called Rio. And I actually purchased this off of Nordstrom Rack, so I got a pretty significant discount, and I think that was probably a lot of why I ended up just saying, let's just keep both. Plus, I do just believe that they're such opposite styles. Like, this one's just so loud, it's spunky. This color makes me so incredibly happy, and I feel like it's coming up pretty true to form on camera. Literally immediately I was like, oh my gosh, this color is everything. It's so fun. So I had it just made me happy again. So I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna keep it. But what I really loved about this bag was the compartments. So, and I even liked these handles. I didn't know what I would think, but I like how this bag, when you put it on the crook of your arm, really sort of like slouches a little bit. I do feel like it keeps some shape, but it's like soft enough to kind of get that really fun like slouch, and we're here for it. And it just was such a cool like boho bag in my opinion for that reason. I loved this side compartment here for your phone. This crossbody strap is detachable and adjustable. The handles are here to stay though. This also has that gold hardware and the zipper that is quite fluid. And then when you go into it, look at these compartments. You have 1, 2, 3 with that signature floral print that I really love. And then you have 1, 2, 3 compartments on the other side. So you're working with 6 compartments in this bag. When you read about the Sheila online, they call this like an overnight bag. I would not say it's large enough for that unless you're like, maybe your overnight is just to a beach and the only thing you intend on wearing is a swimsuit. Because, I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm a pack rat, and this is good for a daily carry. I would not call it an overnight, but again, that's just me. So I would not say, like, if you like big bags, don't let the large size scare you, because I was actually potentially going to go for the medium because they had a sale on the Hobo site, and I'm glad that I didn't, because I do think the large is just a really good adequate sized bag, especially with the way that it droops and slouches. I feel like it looks like a normal sized bag, in my most humble opinion. But that was definitely something to note, because when I was reading about it, I'm like, I really just don't see this as an overnight bag by any stretch of the imagination. They really do advertise this bag as like the working person or the mom bag, the parent bag, and I could totally get on board with that. This is such a great like daily throw all carry. And what I did like about this bag is that I think because of the internal compartments, you are able to, one, kind of get away from using all those pouches, but also I felt like all of my stuff stayed for the most part very organized. So while I would not say this bag is wider, it is definitely taller. I feel like because of the pockets, I was able to stay organized without feeling like my stuff was kind of like getting lost at the bottom. So we were definitely a fan of that. I loved that. Now, some of the cons of this bag, I think there was really only, well, there's kind of 2, and I think they all like blend in. So this bag is like got a coating on it, and Hobo talks about it. I don't know the material like coating name, but it just gives this bag kind of a strange feel if you are definitely more of a feel texture kind of person, and that is something you really enjoy in your bags. I don't know if I would recommend this one. Now, not all Sheilas are like this. A few have this coating on it. Definitely look for that on the website. And I don't know, it just kind of like, it looks kind of plasticky to me, if that makes sense, especially with this like gleam from the sunlight. And it just doesn't give me a leather vibe. And on that note, because it is coated, it also has a strange smell. It's not bad, it's just very, maybe like a I don't know, kind of like a plasticky sort of, I want to say manufactured smell, although that's very general, but it just doesn't have that good leather smell like a leather bag would have, although this is genuine leather. But again, it's coated. I have had Coach bags like this, and what I noticed with this kind of coating is it starts to kind of take on that like cracked look, and for somebody who's very OCD like I am, I didn't like that. But that was also a black bag, and I felt like it was more noticeable, and I want to say that the coating was a little different, but it was very similar. So I'm very curious to see how this bag will age. I do intend on keeping this bag because ultimately it really does make me very happy. I love the color, I like the crossbody strap, and I really like this style of like crooking it, like hooking it on to your elbow and carrying it like that. I've noticed that I really enjoy bags like that with these 2 top handles with the option of carrying it crossbody. But I think, again, for all of you who are you like that feel of a bag and you like the feel of leather, this one to me just has a kind of a plasticky sort of cheap feel. But again, if you're interested in this style, Hobo does make this style in very different leathers. I do believe they have more of that pebbled look like the wallet and also the Fern bag. So definitely check out their site. I'll leave that in the description box down below should you be interested. If this is not your jam, there's others. Also for Hobo bags, guys, if you're interested in maybe trying one out or trying a Hobo item, but you don't necessarily want to pay the Hobo price, I would say they're moderately priced. They're definitely not cheap, but I wouldn't say they're on the highest end of bags either. I think they're a really good middle ground. Especially, I would encourage you all who want organization in your leather bags. They're a great company for that, and they make some of the most unique accessories out there and very workable accessories. Actually, I want to show you one last thing before we end the video. Speaking of smart accessories from Hobo, hold please. Okay, all right, the last thing I'm going to show you, which was definitely impromptu, but because we got onto that subject, is this Hobo eye case. If you saw my vlog, I touched on it, but if not, I'm showing it to you here. So first I want you to notice how flat it is. Okay, that's key here. Now it is that same coated leather, I think in a smaller piece. It doesn't really bother me. This blue is also not my favorite color. However, it was $20 in their sale and it's so worth $20, and let me show you why. So I wear glasses. I do have prescription glasses and I also wear sunglasses. So first pouch, we have my Ray-Bans. Okay, we have my sunglasses. Zip that up. Second pouch, we have my glasses. So it is a dual eyewear pouch. Now, I thought this was ingenious, so ingenious, because I tend to skip out on putting my glasses in my purse because I hate carrying 2 different bulky eyeglass cases. It just really annoys me, and I tend to then just say screw it, and if I'm not wearing them on my face by the time I leave, they typically do not get into my purse, and that's kind of a problem because I'm not great with nighttime. I can see I am legally not obligated to wear eyeglasses when I drive. I still pass the eye test, but let's just say it's better if I do. But I found this and I just thought this was ingenious, and you can get it on sale. I think the cheapest one I saw on sale right now, because this color is no longer available, was like $30. And listen, I really do think it is worth the money. This is one of the best accessories I have purchased in quite some time. I would call it one of my new staple accessories. Now, something I really like, and I just want to make mention, we have one style zipper on this side, and we have one style zipper on this side, and this can actually hook onto your keys if you want it to, or on that Fern bag like so. It can hook on to this or this ring if you want it, and the hardware is all the same. But I wanted to make mention of that because this is kind of how I know what glasses are on what side, and that way if I dig in my purse and I pull this out, I know that the hook side has my eyeglasses and then this side has my sunglasses. I just feel like, I don't know if they did that on purpose, but I really enjoy that because I think it's a really good differentiation, or it really differentiates what eyewear is in what side. And there is 2 separate pockets on each side, so they don't mush like in there, like the glasses screen is not like on one another. They're 2 separate compartments. And again, I just think that is ingenious for all of us who have to have more than 2 pieces of eyewear in our bags, because we either like 2 pairs of sunglasses, or we like, you know, or we have prescription eyewear and then sunglasses. And then also, I mean, definitely something to note, my eyeglasses are not small. These are definitely a bigger frame and they fit with no issue, like so. So that was my last Hobo purchase, and again, just such a smart purchase and literally one of the best accessories I've purchased in some time. And I definitely would recommend, even because we're quickly approaching holiday season, that would be a really good gift for that person in your life that has dual eyewear. Like a perfect gift, I'm telling you. Anywho, I know this has been a really long, very chatty video, and I really appreciate you guys sticking around. I hope you enjoyed this and just kind of getting to sit down and see the bags that I purchased. Again, that Of the Sun leather bag will be available on my Poshmark. I am really kind of sad to see it leave my collection, but at the same time, it does deserve use, and it's not getting it on my front, and that's not fair to a bag. So look out for that. But anywho, this is where I will leave you. I cannot wait to catch you in next week's video. I hope you have a great rest of your day, a wonderful rest of your week, and I cannot wait to catch you in the next video. But until then, I'll talk at you. Bye guys!